Welcome to the Pimp My Setup highlights for episode number 224. The first setup of the day was submitted by O'Neal. If you just kind of use your eyes here and you look through the setup, you're going to notice that there's a PC on top of the desk and a PC down below. The PC down below is actually his server. Oh, something about this is really rubbing me the wrong way. And I think that what it really comes down to is the dresser in addition to the desk. The desk works, don't get me wrong, but I think the size of the desk, the kind of desk, I've always hated those desks. I think if he had the dresser out of the photo, had a bigger desk in that same layout, same L shape, and had the TV mounted above, that right there would have been like bam bam, shablang dang da dang dang. O'Neal scored an 86. The next setup was submitted by Simon. Going to sell his iMac since he barely uses it. Thank God he said that, because I was about to rip into him. Granted, his score was absolutely butchered because it's still there. When I look at this setup, I think, yeah, he's going for the trendy kind of look. You know, he's got a little bit of like the retro signs. I guess let's talk about accessories for the laptop. Maybe get a stand, something like that brings it up, elevates it a little bit, you know, get an external keyboard. So when you're sitting at your desk, it's like, cool, I got, you know, external peripherals, I got speakers set up, because accessories, you lost a lot of points on that.
I feel like you can keep the Apple peripherals and just get white speakers or like gray speakers or something like that.
Yeah.
And then complete, you're basically done.
Yeah, go for the Apple look, the Apple Store look. Simon scored a 70. The next setup was submitted by Dan. Can I beat him over the head with a bat? Can I?
No, he's young.
Okay, well, I just think the Xbox box gotta go, you know what I'm saying?
But it's holding his power brick.
And his games. Honestly, I would just clean that up, because you could put the power brick into the actual specific section of the desk meant for things like that. You know, it's good. I mean, he's got cable drops on the right side for, you know, all the other things that he would possibly need, chargers, Apple Watch charger, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's really smart. It's great. It comes out of the grommet. I like it. External peripherals, which is always nice, his Xbox and stuff like that. Am I a huge fan of the screen being in the spot that it's at? Not necessarily, but I think if you were to move it closer, it becomes an issue on plugging things from the laptop, and he doesn't want to make it any more difficult than it needs to be. So obviously over time, maybe you want to add things like a legitimate speaker, not an external Bluetooth speaker, just little things like that. But I honestly think you're on the right track. Dan scored a 78. The next setup was submitted by John. What did you do to the damn walls? Did you, like, I don't know, run a marathon in mud and then put your feet all up against the wall?
Honestly, looks better with the flash off.
Yeah, I'll be honest, your setup's actually great. Look at the cable management. That's really good. He's got his power strip nicely screwed on down to the bottom of the desk, hanging out. We don't see any cables drooping. Pretty damn good. Of course, we don't see speakers, and I know some people are like, I don't need speakers. Maybe blah, 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 blah. But speakers, I think, would be nice. Headphones, I also think would be nice. And then theme. I think theme needs to be worked on a little bit. Yes, you have BB-8. Yes, you have Darth Vader, but more. John scored an 82. The next setup was submitted by Will. 9 years old. Look at that monitor. My initial thoughts was, okay, yeah, he's got to be younger. Got the emoji pillow, the Minecraft pillow. Nothing wrong with that. I think it's pretty dope. But I could tell by the way everything was done, it does look a little bit on the younger side. And there's nothing wrong with that. It does look like a pretty clean start. You just kind of put things together. Theme is going to help quite a bit. Adding that, you like Minecraft? Let's see some cool stuff up on the wall, whether it's a poster, whether it's the pickaxe, the torch, whatever it is. I think that would definitely make the setup look pretty cool. I don't know if I'm really seeing how that would be comfortable for my head. But even more so uncomfortable, I think that left monitor, I'm not sure if I really understand what that's for. It looks like he has a little box there. You could actually buy plates, because you did the cutout from the wall. You could actually buy plates that cover that up.
I don't think he did that.
Well, I'm saying for reference for whoever, you can buy plates that go into that so that you can have it look a little bit neater. Will scored a 68. The next setup was submitted by Ashley. Okay, see, obviously you're not using the screen on the laptop, right? Close it up, get a docking station, make it look pretty in the corner. Don't just leave it open like that. That's a waste of space. The left side, out of sight, out of mind, obviously not my favorite, because you just have boxes and random things here and there. So, and it's just like straight to the point. No theme other than that one poster, which is cool, but maybe a little bit more to go with it. Ashley scored a 70. The final setup of the day was submitted by Josh. I love and hate this setup for a few reasons. Not bad. The TV, double chin, fatter than your mom. Maybe down the road you could upgrade that to a fat ass LG. I look at your room in the far back photo there, and I just think maybe you should have went for like an L desk. But then I think, oh, his couch is there. And I'm just like, okay, well, here's the problem. The PC doesn't really fit on there. it doesn't. It looks out of place. It's being covered. It's not even, it doesn't have LEDs or anything. So put it down on the ground, center yourself so you could have more space, because I feel like also with the way the monitor stand is, it's like taking up so much space. So I think a triple monitor arm or mount or something like that would look pretty good. You kind of fix the angling a little bit, because it doesn't need to be like you're sitting inside of the screen. Josh scored a 72. O'Neal walked away with first place with an 86. Thanks for watching the Pimp My Setup highlights for episode number 224.